Aloha mai kako, a Kamamaita curtain call from a distance, a program of reviews and previews, interviews and features of the great art and artists on Maui and beyond. I'm Paul James Brown, and I'm reporting to you from my home office where I conscientiously am practicing self-isolation. Once in a great while, a voice comes along that gets your attention, one that resonates with truth, clarity, great oral pleasure. I'm pleased to report such a voice has made itself heard right here in our little corner of paradise in the most remote place on the planet. Heather Knowles, a native of Carthage, Missouri, has published her 9th book of poetry, Jesse James, Johnny Cash, and Other Lovers, selected poems from 1988 to 2018, is now available from either the author on Amazon or from Beaverdale Books in Des Moines, Iowa. The book, like so much literature today, especially poetry, is self-published. But don't let that deter you from seeking it out and getting it for yourself. This book, with its attractive cover designed by Diane Starkey, is a great friend. You will find her voice echoing in your head. Her turns of phrase, her observations, and her stories possess a universality while maintaining unique expressiveness. It is divided into 6 sections: Missouri, California, Arizona, Iraq, Iowa, and further. Each one has a specific resonance, and they are not in chronological order. It would have been instructive for each poem to have a date to better understand Ms. Knowles' development, particularly around punctuation. You will see punctuation in the book, and then it disappears. Ms. Knowles, like the late great W.S. Merwin, eschews punctuation, but mostly in her latter work, she told me. She prefers, quote, for the line breaks to help speak for the punctuation, and sometimes lend some ambiguity to meaning. They do that deliciously. Missouri is Ms. Knowles' home. In American Summer, she muses, quote, the most oppressive hot days inspire poets to snort lines of sun in order to carry their mosaic souls through next March when the crocus finally burst upon us. This is what real poets can do: encapsulate a moment and expand both its significance while creating a rare and lasting image. This section attempts to address the poet's tumultuous internal relationship with rural, small-town friends and family, and even overcoming dialect barriers. She deals with this latter problem in Lazy Ozark Tongue, which closes, quote, I have forgiven myself for sins of the lazy Ozark tongue, learned to embrace one-room schoolhouse lessons, and have taken to worshiping century-old train robbers and thieves, ladies of questionable character whose names survived. That is something. California are poems to and about her fiancé, well-known Maui actor and Baldwin High School English teacher David Nagard. Ms. Knowles and Mr. Nagard will wed in a much-anticipated ceremony and reception around Solstice 2020. Holding Down the Fort personifies as well as compares and contrasts Calamity Jane and Shrinking Violet. Quote, Violet and I, well, we've only dreamt vivid afternoon adventures of each other. In the mornings, her slight steps circle the perimeter, regular paces keep guard high above the castle walls. The foreign noise sends her into retreat to survey from safety. What a beautiful alliteration, her slight steps circle. Arizona is focused on one of Ms. Knowles' best girlfriends. They attended the famed poet, painter, and social commentator / writer Diane DePrima's writing workshop, where several of the poems in this section were created. This one, entitled Water / Blood, is particularly poignant. I cut just a little too far to the right. Now it won't stop. I only wanted to feel. Fear has paralyzed me as I drip onto the linoleum. All I need to do is dial those 3 numbers for help, but the ocean is causing me to swoon away. I can't quite handle the phone. Now, the tide's going out. Another one from this section that is particularly powerful is Bloodletting, which documents the horror of an abusive relationship and how difficult it is to extricate oneself from it. I asked Miss Knowles to read this.
Bloodletting. Today we ate lunch as if nothing happened. No brutal slashes, no tear-splattered glasses, no 12 hours of silence. You slit my wrist with a dull, rusty blade attached to your tongue, and I bled into the washing machine to let out some pain. Any sensible woman would slam the door on her way out. But we have babies. I think I can't give up that easily. So we part, take sleeping pills, clean the whole house, go to bed one at a time, but wake up in the morning, heels touching.
Iraq is about or for someone close to Ms. Knowles before or during his deployment to Iraq. In quote, Eve of the Apocalypse, she tells us, like any good end of the world party, we celebrate our lives, even the hard bits, and pray that we did okay. We're kind and humble, watched enough sunsets to hold us over. Then the only thing left to do is wait for the sun to come up again, or the dark to take us. So we start confessing and composing a symphony dedicated only to each other. We decide if the morning comes, we'll play it for strangers. Iowa is mainly focused on the poet's family. Many are about her children or close friends in Iowa. Ms. Knowles worked for nearly a decade and a half in the special interest publishing gardening division of Better Homes and Gardens. She also founded the Des Moines Poetry Slam in November of 2000, which continues to this day. In Any Pink, Ms. Knowles observes her daughter's ballet class and reminisces about a childhood that might have been. Quote, I could have been a leaf in brisk October, a shy fish braving icy waters, my long Wednesday curls wrapped in 4 yards of floating ribbon, my crown. I would have been the one angel wearing electric tights, brash and on fire, because the dress code only stated black leotards, pink tights, pink shoes. The final section, further, is poems about her Iowa Poetry Slam family. I thought these two, which are among my favorites, should be read by Ms. Knowles. I'm Done Being Lee Krasner is a metaphorical work where she sees similarities between herself and the great modern painter Lee Krasner, who took a backseat to her troubled artist husband, the revolutionary Jackson Pollock, supporting his work to the detriment of her
I'm
own.
done being Lee Krasner. Paint belongs here, at home under fingernails, in the crevices of wood floors, spackled along freckles and wrinkles, hair wild with morning fire. Words have become my partner, dancing into the wee hours amid crackling wine glasses, lipstick mouths, shouting to empty moons. I fill my bath with white glue, sit still half the day, grieving over my talent and your fame, our faces in the Times. My belief in you used to be romance, our breaths reaching out to the other. I was beauty, and you, the recorder, the stenographer, the precise note taker. There are no more telephone calls I will make, no more hands to shake, parties to attend, trumpets to blow. I am going home to paint.
And then there's Iowa Killed Buddy Holly. It needs no explanation. You will get it.
Her icy hand delivered martial law deep in the frozen night. She could not allow joy nor freedom to invade her sanctuary. This church was founded on order, structure, respect. She had a duty to protect the congregation, wrap them warm in tattered farm quilts, hold them tight. The ideas, challenges, smoldering inside me have set off her alarm, raised caution flags for her eyes, given her new focus this frigid winter. I hear her rattling my doors, windows, whispering, "Come fly with me."
Finally, Ms. Knowles' poems have to be seen because the way she breaks lines in unexpected places and separates words adds meaning to her work. Ms. Knowles' book, Jesse James, Johnny Cash, and Other Lovers, Selected Poems 1988 to 2018, is available on Amazon, at the famed Beaverdale bookstore, or from the author. If you want an autographed copy, contact Ms. Knowles on Instagram at Heather KC70. It's a marvelous book of refreshing poetry you will come back to again and again. Well, that's Curtain Call from a Distance for this week. Next week, I'm going to review the Hulu series The Great, an occasionally true story. Thanks for watching Curtain Call from a Distance. I'm Paul James Brown. Ahui ho.